Hey friends, thanks for joining me here at Non-Toxic Home today. I'm glad you're here. I want to talk to you a little bit today about EMFs and autoimmune disease. There is a study that's going around again here in the past month or so, making the rounds online, titled Electrosmog and Autoimmune Disease. The primary author is Trevor G. Marshall. He's a professor and director of the Autoimmunity Research Foundation. He works with people with chronic fatigue syndrome and tries to help people with electromagnetic hypersensitivity syndrome as well. However, the study that is discussed is absolute junk science. The experiment itself is completely worthless. For one, the number of participants is too small to be authoritative. It's all right for a pilot study, not for a real study. Additionally, basic research methodology was not followed in this experiment. If you want to determine whether something works or not as a treatment, you have to have a control group. There must be a placebo group. Optimally, what would have been done is you have two groups, and this group receives the hat that is EMF shielding, and the control group receives an identical looking and feeling hat that doesn't shield. And then you compare the two. That's not what happened. They gave everyone the hats because they decided that it was unethical not to. Now, I don't recall the exact number of days that the experiment itself was conducted. It really doesn't matter whether it was 1 day or a year. It still is junk science. I'm really disappointed in some of the people online who are previously respected who are discussing and sharing this study as though it is actual science, because this is not science. It's not following basic research methodology. Research methods have to be followed for a study to be a study. It's not an experiment if you don't have a control group. Now, there is some additional information in the discussion section of the paper itself, but the experiment itself is being touted as proof that EMF shielding hats are beneficial, and it's not even indicative of anything at all because it's not an experiment, quite frankly. The author summarized the paper and said, "We cannot ignore the increasing body of evidence showing electromagnetic effects on the immune system. The controversial nature of electromagnetic hypersensitivity will not diminish until we grasp the complexity of the task we face in defining exactly how electromagnetic waves interact with human biology." I agree with this. However, this study isn't helping those of us with EHS. It's just making us look like a bunch of idiots because we can't rely on junk science to back up our claims like the mainstream does. The mainstream, the news media, goes back and forth on whether coffee is good for you or not, and whether sugar is bad or not. Well, I guess they seem to have a consensus about sugar now, don't they? But they go back and forth on things like coffee and all sorts of other topics, and they do that based on junk science. So we have to be better than this, friends. We are better than this. This study should not be circulating like it is. And like I said, I'm very disappointed in those who are in the health freedom and natural living communities who are promoting this as a reliable experiment. It's not science. Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed this, please consider joining our Patreon community. It's new as of this post. However, there's a lot coming that will be exclusive to our patrons. Just $1 a month gets you in, and you can help decide what direction we go as far as topics. Please like this post, this video, be sure to drop a comment, and I'll see you next time, friends. Have a great day.